Welcome to the 5-Minute Show with your host, Ben Barber.
Welcome back to the 5-Minute Show, episode 8. We've been doing this for like 2 days and we're already on episode 8. I can't stop myself. One person in my house is going to be very bummed that I decided to do this one at 9 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, the most popular person, the single most popular person on the internet inside of these four walls, the one and only Brian Saviano, Bricks O'Brien. Hey, Brian, how are you, man?
I'm good. I would say I'm the most popular person on the internet, bar none, but I'm glad that I can at least have a reign on your four walls in your household. Thank you.
You know what? You definitely do. Also, I'm so mad. You probably heard an audio quality increase. I just switched to this because I wasn't paying attention before, and I feel like a jerk because so you and I met in April of last year when you came on the social distance show. And I lamented that I was using just a normal SM58 and I was jealous of your stuff. So I went out and I bought the big guns and then I forgot to even turn it on, man.
It happens to the best of us. I had a whole video series I did where I used this camera that was newly acquired and this microphone, and I used both audio sources at the same time and didn't realize it until I was 20 hours in worth of my project. So the whole thing got scrapped and I had to redo all of it. So it happens, and you just learn and pick yourself up, cry a little bit and move on, It happens.
So you just celebrated a birthday.
I did.
And that was fun. That was the first so not only are you a content creator and you put out a lot of things that you post produce, but you do live streams at least 3 a week, I believe, on Twitch.
Yep.
And so your birthday live stream was the first one that I joined you for live, and that was a lot of fun, man. Whole different dynamic.
Yeah, the live audience changes everything. I'm used to talking in my gaming videos by myself or about topics going on in my day-to-day, just kind of thinking on the fly. But when I have people in the chat that are, maybe a younger viewer or a mom or a mid-20s person, whoever it is, antagonizing me as I'm playing games, getting involved in full-on conversations, my mind is focused on the game, on the people, trying to be entertaining, and it gets very jumbly, but it's a good time.
How is first of all, I was introduced to the Mom Squad.
Were you? I'm sorry.
No. That was a lot of fun. So some of them suggested that I join the Mom Squad, and I'm like, I'm more of an uncle, but it's fine. And I have Mario, by the way, in honor of Braden, who is way past his bedtime. I left Mario playing the ukulele on top of Big Doggy.
There we go.
On the couch behind me. So, yeah. How is your podcast going? You just started a podcast?
I did. Yeah. I'm wearing the branding for said podcast on this shirt, number 1 of 1 on here. It's the Out of the Bag podcast that I did not upload this week because I'm very busy with a lot of other things, but it's a show where I basically talk about whatever it is that's going on currently in the world around us, either as individuals or in the world at large. If it's somebody who has an interesting perspective, I have them on. But the past couple of weeks, it's been just me. It's a show I can do by myself if I have something to talk about. And, either a half hour, hour and a half, whatever it may be, and just do it that way. So, yeah.
This is how much you are on the television in my house. I just put you full screen so you could show off your merch. And for a split second, I forgot that this was my show.
Oh, man.
For real, though. I walked upstairs to make a sandwich today, and your face, 50 inches, is just staring at me, angled towards the stairs. I asked him if he had a question for you.
Yes.
for when I did this. And he's working up, by the way. He has his own private YouTube channel right now.
Awesome.
And he is working up. He's interviewing all of his relatives, getting himself more comfortable because he freaked out trying to ask you one question back in April. And it's his goal is to talk to you again one day and ask you a question. But I asked him if he had a question for you, and his question that he came up with was, can you play more Mario Party?
Ooh, yeah. So I want to play more Mario Party. The thing that makes it so good is when you're playing with other people and they don't have good online or any online. And a lot of my friends are distant. So I've been meaning to go back and play the older Mario Party solo and just go through it. But I'm willing to do it at some point. The newest Mario game actually comes out tonight at midnight. So I'm going to be playing that single player game. But then I'll probably some of the GameCube ones are some of my favorites. So I'll get to them at some point. I don't know when. But
is the one that comes out tonight the Bowser's Fury?
Yep.
So I have a friend that works for Nintendo that was involved in making that. And
cool.
I'm excited. I talked to his wife today on the social distance show, on the 5-minute show, for 15 minutes. We're already at almost 7 for you. So I'm going to be talking to him soon about that, which was a lot of fun. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
No, he's a terrible human being. I'm kidding. You just got on Clubhouse. Tell me your initial thoughts.
I felt, listen, I know everybody has their own journey for success and different pathways and whatnot, but when I go on there and there's some kid who's like, I'm 18 years old and I'm here to build my brand as an influencer out in California, who's been working for a industry firm for 6 years, and I'm like, what am I doing with myself? I'm so unprofessional. And I feel, but a lot of professional people on there, a lot of people that judge people by how hot they are in different Clubhouse rooms. It's very interesting. I don't feel very welcome in those, so I stay out of them. But
well, because people can only see your profile picture, and I'm pretty sure that you have an animated profile picture.
Well, it's on brand, so I'm not going to go into any of those rooms and be like, "Hey, ladies, look at the O'Brien." I'm not going to pull that. We're not going to pull that off. It's not going to quite work that way.
So. The 5-minute show's for the mom squad, not for the kids.
No, yeah, it is. It's for the mom squad indeed. They
Oh man, you have become one of my favorite people this year, honestly, and it's I'm very thanks Braden for putting me in touch with Brian. Now I had another question for you and I forgot what it was, so I don't know. I'm gonna skip it. I spent a little portion of the day today while I was eating lunch looking at your coloring book. You just got a coloring book. Your merch game is on point.
Thank you.
Right? So like you were putting a lot of time and effort into that and it's working. I have given you a lot of my money so far and there's going to be more. And Braden was like, I have to win this contest. I have to draw the best thing on this and win this contest. And we're like, it's not about winning. Winning is not. And he's like, no, I love Legos and I need the $30 Lego gift certificate. And I was like, just draw it, man. Like your birthday's coming up. I'm going to buy you Legos anyway. Stop it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, your merch is incredible. Where do you come up with the ideas for it and putting all of that out?
Well, so the coloring book was interesting because I use Teespring as my primarily the platform I use to distribute the apparel, at least. So this beanie notwithstanding, a lot of the other shirts and whatnot. And I guess I made it into their upper echelon of sellers, which I don't have a crazy amount of sales, especially considering for all these bigger YouTubers. So I don't know what they thought, but they were like, hey, you're super important. Do you want these graphic design services for free? And I'm like, sure. All right. What do you want to do? And they're pushing digital products. And one of the things that they came up with was like, hey, what if you did a coloring book? And I'm like, all right, sure. And then I gave them some of the assets that I have in my, brand book and all that. And then they came up with a coloring book with 12 pages full of all original designs and using my brand and everything else. And they came up with the coloring book. And I said, okay, change this and do this and do that. And it ended up coming together really well. So I was blown away by how incredible it was. And I would have never thought of it myself, but that ended up coming together pretty well. And a lot of the ideas I get otherwise come from just browsing on Instagram, and I'll see a designer and I try to find a graphic designer who, is not at 100,000 followers because they get bombarded with graphic design requests and everything else. Try to find someone who is, under the radar that I can give commission work to and make something happen. And usually that, initial thing they have on Instagram or otherwise will inspire something I wanted to see. And it ends up happening that way. I know a lot of graphic designers myself too. So usually I'll think of a project that would best suit their style and make it work for them creatively, challenge wise, and for me as something people would want and provide it as a good value. I don't want to just release stuff for the sake of, hey, give me your money. I want it to be something people would actually wear or want, and it's quality. Not too often, but when it does happen, it's going to be a cool thing to look forward to, like the coloring book. So kind of around that.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Adventure.
It's great. It's
worst game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, well, you're wrong.
I hate it. I hate it. I can't. I don't understand it.
Yeah, you're wrong. It's okay.
I don't understand it. I can't. I refuse to say the name correctly. I know I just did. I think
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay, I said adventure, didn't I?
You did. Yep.
I refuse to get it right. It's terrible.
It's not. You're just wrong. And the reason you're wrong is because it has all the fun and charm of a Mario game included with Rabbids. You can meticulously take your time to plan out your moves. And if you end up messing up, then that's your fault. And you got to try it again the next time around and come up with a strategy. And I think it's just because you might be bad at the game. And I think that...
Yes. No, that's 100% what it is.
Okay. I just didn't want you to internalize your feelings about the game and take it out on the game. It's a whole thing.
Do you think that I would be able to put out as much content as I do for myself and all of my clients if I dedicated my entire life to buying Animal Crossing?
Oh, absolutely not. No. Absolutely. You are going to you'll become a part of that couch behind you. You'll just be just a big beige entity by the end of 2 weeks as you're what's going to happen is if you bought Animal Crossing, you're going to go onto those deeper parts of YouTube where the whole channel is dedicated to Animal Crossing. You're going to see, oh, they did such a cute design for like an outdoor theater thing with these panels. Where do I find these panels? Oh, I got to trade with this person over in Minnesota. Oh, but we got to set up a time and then the bells and then no, don't. Just don't. If you're out of it and you don't feel like you're going to give it the truest effort, you're an adult. Okay. You pay taxes. You know what it's like to be an adult. Just don't.
2 more questions.
Okay.
1, should I start a Twitch channel and just play video games horribly?
If you are willing to interact with whoever shows up and, make of it what you will, sure. But I know
I'm not doing it.
No, then yeah, probably not. No, I use it as a platform to entertain and it's a 90-minute show and then that's it. And then I'm out.
You're amazing at it. You are amazing at it.
Most people stream for like 7 hours. They don't focus on the chat at all. And they try to be good at video games. And I don't think it works necessarily that well. So I don't know.
I don't know how you are as good as you are at the video games while interacting with the chat as much as you do. And I know that your answer is going to be you play the video games horribly when you're focusing on the chat, but it's still impressive to me.
The thing about it is my mind is in 5 different places at one time. And I actually wrote out a list a while ago of all the things I'm monitoring while I'm live streaming. And it's keeping track of individual conversations with the people in the chat, welcoming new people, making sure I'm entertaining, making sure that everything's being moderated properly, playing the game well. So it's so many different things. And I try my best to be good at all of them, but then my mind feels like scrambled eggs afterward. and I'll go and sit down for like an hour, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Like, I shouldn't feel this tired, but I am, because I just did all of this, and I'm like, oh, I just need to relax. It takes a different energy out of you.
Are you on TikTok?
I know what you're going to say in regard to my response, and you're going to be disappointed.
I'm not.
The answer is yes, but I don't go on it. And I know the power of TikTok, and I know, I just haven't done it yet. And I know it's a bad answer. I know.
It's not a bad answer. It's just where you are.
Right. This is why I'm trying to get in a clubhouse and trying to get into these rooms and be like, hey, here I am,
All right. Are you going to join me in 10 minutes for 101 marshmallow things you can do with a bag of marshmallows?
I can.
You should.
And I will.
It's the creative director of VaynerMedia, and and anybody can join this, by the way. So like, it's the creative director right now of VaynerMedia, Brian, who's amazing. And the former CCO, Steve, who they're running it. And I'm going to go in there and type what people come up with for ideas to do with a bag of marshmallows.
Sure.
So you should join us, because it's going to be ridiculous.
I felt so like on the lower podium. There was a dude that showed up the other day when I was in there, and he's like, yeah, I conduct the YouTube algorithm at Google. And I'm like, all right, like,
it's insane.
And then you have the room of people that are judging other people based how hot they are. So like, it's a real mixed bag of people on there, man.
Listen, we just do what we can.
Right?
We do what we can.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's 2021.
You are now the longest guest ever on the 5-Minute Show.
You know why? Because I'm that great. That's why.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Brian Saviano, aka Bricks O'Brien. Brian, tell people where they can find you.
I am at Bricks O'Brien everywhere across the internet, as you see it on my beanie, potentially, BRIAN, not BRYAN. That is the wrong way to spell it, so I've been told. You can find me anywhere content creating based off of video games, life stories, podcasting, whatever I feel like doing in that moment. That's what I do. I entertain not only young people, but really anybody who has a good sense of humor. So follow me anywhere across the internet, and I look forward to seeing you there.
I agree completely. Just because the 5-year-old, soon to be 6, that lives with me loves Brian does not mean that Brian is not great for all ages. He literally is very, very entertaining. The references that Braden now knows and says to us, and we're like, where the hell did you learn that? I think Brian says it. We're like, that's amazing. Like, that's why I wanted to be friends with you, because I knew your personality through osmosis of this 5-year-old. And I'm like, you know what? This is the coolest content. This is the coolest, like, YouTuber, whatever. I mean, he watches your stuff on Amazon, but like, I was like, this is so many things we've been like shut off. Like, we're not watching that anymore. And this is the one where I'm like, I'll watch it with you.
I'll watch it with you. Praise. Thank you.
To the point where I ended up spending like an hour and a half on your birthday hanging out, watching the stream.
Hey, so, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the free babysitting. So, and as does
free. You buy my merch. It's not free. We're at even. We're even. Don't worry. It's all good.
It's true. It's true. All right, man. Thank you very much. And I will talk to you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
See ya. That's it. Episode 8 of the 5-Minute Show, the longest one, the 20-minute show with Brian Saviano, Brian Suaviano. Buy his cologne that I'm sure will come out someday. He has a coffee. He has a friggin' coffee. Buy it. He's amazing. Watch his shows if you love video games. Follow him on Twitch. Follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing person. That's it for the 20-minute show. I'm Ben. Have a good night.
Looking for more than 5 minutes? Click the contact links in the description of this episode.